Come on, get settled, because today you do not want to miss this video, honey. Today we are doing Wakanda Forever. We are doing the bald cap method. Go ahead and watch me slay. See how I went ahead and laid this lace frontal down. This is a synthetic unit, honey, and I didn't pay more than $30 for her. So check the description box for the wig deets. I'll be sure to leave those below, as well as some other helpful information in terms of the products that I used. But other than that, baby, watch me work. Today's video was adapted from a Facebook Live video that I did in a group in which I am an expert. It is Wigslayers exclusive on Facebook. So if you're interested in wigs, obviously you're watching this video, that's where you need to be, baby. Now this is just gel, so it's safe. You don't have to worry about that at all. It's not gonna do any kind of harm or damage. Just gonna make sure that my hair is completely back and that my edges are completely out of the way before we begin. And you're gonna want to pull it all the way down, like to your eyebrows. You want to make sure that your ear is completely covered on the side. I have sideburns, so I have to make sure that this is completely covered all the way down. And the next step is going to be to start with your first layer of gel. So you're going to use a healthy amount, and I'm going to slick that all along the front of my hairline. And I'm going to make sure that it's on my forehead and on my hair as well. Yes, Terry, this will work with little to no hair. I think it'll actually work better with little to no hair, honestly. Now the part that you want to concentrate on most is right there where your ears are. That will come up on you if you're not careful. And that's what I see most commonly on the YouTube videos, where they'll start cutting and then this part flips right up, and then what's the point? Now you don't have sideburns anymore. Now you can't glue down your lace frontal there. So I just don't understand why they don't spend more time focusing on that area. So we'll make sure that this is down good. All right, so now we are gonna go over this with the Freeze Blast spray. You definitely want to use a good amount of that spray. The spray is what's actually going to help keep the cap completely down, so definitely don't skimp on the spray. Here's another tip. When you're blow drying this down, because your ears stick out a little bit, it's going to make it want to lift up. So what I do is I take my comb and I press it down flat so that it's actually molding to my head, and I blow dry that. Now I will say you don't have to sit here and blow dry this for 20 minutes. You can get up, you can go do other things. When I did this previously, I just went and watched TV for like 30 minutes and waited for it to dry. When it's dry, it'll feel hard. And I'm using a medium heat setting so that I don't burn my head. 5 to 10 minutes of blow drying. Yes, I would keep the wig on for 4 to 5 days after I've glued it down. It'll start lifting after maybe 2 or 3 days, depending on how much you sweat and how many oils that your body produces naturally. Mine stayed down really good for 3 days. Like the first night that I did it, I thought I was going to be able to take it off, and she wasn't going anywhere. So I ended up sleeping in her. And then after the 3rd day, I want to say, it started lifting, and I just used a little bit of gel just to lay it down in that one spot until I was ready to take it off. At which point all I did was wet the front of the hairline, the wig slipped right off, and then I just got in the shower and washed this off with shampoo and conditioner. Is your natural hair able to breathe under the cap? I would say so. It's still just a nylon cap, and it's molded down with gel, but that's no different than what you would do for a quick weave or something like that. These products are perfectly safe, and I've done this a couple of times now. I haven't had any problems, no consequences, no lost edges. I actually think that this protected my hair better than just wearing a regular wig cap, because my hair is completely molded down, so there's no friction, there's no rubbing, there's no opportunity for my hair to get damaged. This is different than the daily install. Yes, I would not do this every day. If I was going to do a daily install, I would literally, if I have a whole frontal, I would do the Got To Be gel right around the edge line, the hairline, the edge of my hairline, and then I would go over that with the freeze spray, set that with the blow dryer for maybe a minute, 30 seconds, and then I would lay my lace down on top of that. That's if it's a full frontal. If it's not, if it's just a lace part, if it's just the normal lace part that we wear, then I only use maybe that much glue. And it's the same process, but I would not glue the cap down. I would shift the cap back to the edge of my hairline, and I would put the gel and the glue actually on my scalp. This method is definitely the best for human hair wigs. I'm going to be installing a synthetic wig on top of this, but you guys know if you sleep in a synthetic wig, you're going to shorten the life of that wig. It's going to be tangled, it's going to be nappy. So I recommend it with a straighter texture if you are going to do it with a synthetic wig. I'm going to be doing it today with Silvana. I love her. She's beautiful. I have her in a number 2. She's long, she's flowy, she feels like bundles. I really, really, really love this wig. This was one of the wigs that I saw Dominique review on YouTube, and I fell in love with, and I stalked this wig down because it was sold out everywhere for months. So this is the unit. I feel like this looks like bundles. She's been in the box. I don't want to touch her too much because I got gel on my hands, but she is the full 13x4 lace wig. So I'm excited to put her on, and I'll be wearing her for the next few days at least. I have a big satin bonnet that I have that I literally just ball it up like in a bun, twist it around so that the curls maintain their integrity, and then tuck it underneath that cap. The other thing I just thought of that I want to tell you guys, as you can see, I'm doing this with no makeup. You want to do this with no makeup because it will not stick, it will not stay down good if you have foundation on. So I did take a shower, washed my face to make sure that it was clean, dry, and free of oils before I started any of this. So I do want to make sure you guys know that. Don't recommend trying to do your makeup and then doing this. Go ahead and just do this, put the wig on, tie it back out of the way, then do your makeup. Alright, so this seems to be drying white. It's probably because I keep touching it with my hands, so don't do that. The oils on your fingers will help to turn this white, but I want to make sure that it's down good. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to clean that up once we're a little bit closer to dry. As it continues to dry, it will dry more white, but you can go ahead and clean that off with a little bit of alcohol very, very carefully. So we'll fix that, alright? We're looking a lot better everywhere else. Alright, so I've got 70% right here. I'm just going to lightly dip this ball onto the end of that and then wipe away that excess. I'm not soaking this all the way through because you're just going to undo what you just did. I'm wiping gently off of the lace to get that excess off of there. The next thing that you're going to do is to start to cut off your cap. So I'm going to just take the cap here and I'm going to peel up a little bit to right where my hairline is. And then I'm just going to cut in the middle. And don't peel too far. You want to go to right where in front of your hairline begins. And then lay the scissors flat against your head. This is where I was saying with a good flat scissor. And start cutting that off. And you're going to want to cut as close as absolutely possible to the edge of the lace. Try not to leave those little wispy flaps. I'll show you how to deal with those, but as much as you can minimize that, the better off you'll be in the end. And take your time while you're doing this. There is no rush. If you're going to spend all this time doing this, you want to make sure it's right. Alright, now when you get to the ears, I'm just going to cut that off so you guys can see what I'm doing. This is how I recommend you handle your ears. Cut a slit straight up. Try not to lift the cap. Now that's freed up that back of that cap. This doesn't really matter back here. So I'm just going to cut that free. Now some people will sew that down, some people will glue that down, but this isn't a full 360 lace, so I don't need to worry about that back. I've popped my ear out. Now I'm going to cut as close and above my ear as I can, but you want to make sure that you cut over your ear, because I've done this before, and if you don't cut over your ear, it'll be really irritating on the top part of your ear. So you want to cut it up just a little bit so that it's not irritating your ear there. This is the most important part. This is the part where you can make or break it. So this is what you guys need to see for sure. Alright. If you do end up getting that lifting, all you want to do is take a little bit of the gel again. I like to use razor combs. I don't know why. I always use a razor comb for almost everything. They're easy to wipe off and they're the right size, so that's what I generally use. So don't use too much gel. I'm just going to take a little bit and lay that flat down. That will also help to seal that edge, and then you can go ahead and blow dry that down. Alright, so now I am going to go ahead and make sure that we have no lifting and no little wispies or any lace that's going to lay up and betray our bald cap. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I apply a little bit of gel to the front of that hairline where that cap is, and I'm smoothing that down to make sure that those lay down flat. We have installed our cap. We need to wash our face and get all that excess off of our foreheads before we try to do any kind of makeup or anything like that, just to make this look completely bald, because the picture that I showed you guys was completely bald. We're going to use a little bit of foundation to go ahead and blend that into our scalp. Regular face foundation. I'm not going to use a whole lot because I'm stingy with my products. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on there. Alright, I'm going to go over that with my face powder just to set that. And there is your wig foundation. Alright, so we are bald capped up. It's about as good as it's going to get sitting at this vanity, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the wig. So it is a 13 by 4 parting. As you can see, all I've done is put it on and it already looks really, really good. So and it looks like I might need to cut that cap back just a little bit more. There's not a whole lot of lace on this unit that I left, so we'll go ahead and clean that up as well. Alright, so I'm going to use today the Got to Be Good glued in order to do this. I did just recently buy some Ghost Bond, and I'm trying to work up to gluing it down with real, actual, true glue, but at this point I'm still terrified. I'm just so afraid of taking out my edges or messing it up or not having it glued on properly or anything like that, so maybe I'll do a video for you guys with that later. But for this method, I'm going to take the gel and I'm going to apply it right on the edge of that bald cap that we did. And again, you want to concentrate on those ear tabs to make sure that those stay down. I don't know about you, but that seems to be the place that I always have the most trouble. gonna let that dry until it gets tacky. So we're gonna work on one side at a time. I don't recommend trying to do the whole thing because that's when you don't get a good lay. So I'm gonna lay this ear tab right here onto that gel. I'm gonna shift the rest of it forward, getting that onto that gel. Try not to get it in the hair. Onto that gel. And then my last ear tab is right here. You're gonna wanna hold those down until they're stuck good. Then we're gonna blow dry that down, and then we're going to wrap it and tie it down. I haven't done anything with this hairline. It looked really good when I got it, so I didn't pluck the front of it or anything like that. I did put some powder in the part the last time I wore it, so you guys might be able to see that still. But overall, this is a nice, easy, out of the box 13 by 6. Tie that down and let it dry completely. Like I mentioned, I have several different things that you can use to tie that down. You can use a silk scarf if you have one. You can use a cotton wrap if you have one. I'm going to try this today and see how this new Beauty Supply spandex band works for this process. This will be my first time using one of these Velcro bands, so we will see how this works. And that's pretty snug. It's definitely not going to shift or go anywhere, so I think this might work pretty well, guys. That's pretty much it. After this dries, probably I'll leave this on for maybe 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down a couple of baby hairs and just make sure that it looks real good for you guys. All right, so this is the final look, and this is how Sylvana turned out. After having her tied down for a while, I did go ahead and pluck that hairline just a little bit, not very much. I did just a little bit of baby hairs in the front, laid those down to help to hide that lace as well. I did not pluck this area at all. All I did was to apply some powder with a powder brush. As I stated, she does not tangle. She gives you a little bit of resistance when you're running your hands through her, but overall this unit is just absolutely everything to me, and I adore her. This method is perfect for a frontal unit like this. This will be on for the next several days, so it'll be a few more days before I can get another review filmed for you guys, but I'll be back with some makeup tutorials next. I'm going to be doing a very quick, soft, easy work slay, so you'll be able to see how I put my look together before I'm out the door in the mornings to head to corporate America. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, thank you for tuning in to Tiffany Baby TV. Do me a favor before you go though. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I always want you to come back. I don't want you to miss anything. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you are in tune to when I drop another video. I do have a giveaway coming up very soon in the push for 500 subscribers. So make sure that you check out that video to find out the information on how you can be entered to win, as well as subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the other content that I'll be sharing with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you learned a lot. If it was helpful to you, please comment down below and let me know what you liked about it. If you have any questions, also leave those in the description box down below. I love you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Bye, loves.